Today we're looking at Minecraft's first ever boss. Not the Ender Dragon, not the Wither, not even an Elder Guardian. Something that was made a year before the Ender Dragon was even released. The Giant Zombie. The Giant Zombie was released all the way back in IntDev 0.31, all the way on February 5th, 2010. The Ender Dragon wasn't in Minecraft until November 2011. Because of all that, the Giant Zombie becomes Minecraft's first ever boss. But Minecraft had all sorts of weird things that were made back in IntDev, like those animated Steves, the frog character, and there were many more things just like that. So what makes the Giant Zombie so different? Well, there's quite a few things that separates the Giant Zombie from all the other weird things. First of all, the Giant Zombie was made to be a giant boss. Another big reason is because the Giant Zombie has never been removed. All those other things are lost to Minecraft and are in old versions that you can only play in those versions. But in current Minecraft, you're able to spawn the Giant Zombie with commands, while none of the other stuff you can spawn. Something else that stands out as well is how it was always unfinished. It never had AI. You could just hit it around, but you couldn't do anything else. So, a lot of these questions lead to why is the Giant Zombie still in the game? And my question is, why does the Giant Zombie feel so different and so mysterious? Before we get into answering all those questions, I'm going to give a little demonstration inside the game, in the latest version, what you can do with the zombie when you spawn it, and it's very few that you can do. You can almost do nothing with it. Okay, now I'm in regular Minecraft, and I'm going to do a few tests with the Giant Zombie. Pretty easy to summon. Doesn't do anything, it just stands there. I'm wondering if he can get in a boat. I think that's a no. Can he get on a lead? No. So pretty much he has no AI in the real game. You can spawn him. You can kill him. Doesn't drop anything. He can move. I can hit him into the water if I want, but nothing crazy. And drop some XP. But that's all. Before I answer the questions, though, I do want to do a little bit more research and go over the full history of the Giant Zombie. So I've already told you when the zombie was added, so you already got that info. But some of the stuff with the actual zombie back in the day is a little bit hard, with there being misinformation and a lot of things said, with it being so long ago. Most people who have spawned the zombie and have actual info and photos of it back in beta and IntDev are spawning it through hack clients. And back in the day, the zombie did have a real AI. It pretty much acted as just a real zombie, just really big. Its head glitching through the clouds, and it was super strong. But then here's where the confusion comes in, as a lot of people have said that they have found it without a hack client, and they were just playing survival, and almost like Herobrine, it just appeared. Could be a fact, or could be a myth. There's not a lot backing up that it's true, but it was said that people have experienced it popping up and trying to attack them. But now I get to why the zombie was removed. The zombie was mainly removed, or the giant, because of it being too big, too glitchy, with it glitching through the game and the clouds and all that. And with Minecraft still being a relatively small game and not being super strong to run things like a massive zombie, and many people who played it back then not having strong PCs or laptops, that it was really annoying to come in and find it, because it would just bug your game out. So the best solution was to just get rid of it. And pretty much until 2013, the zombie, the giant, was just as vanished as all the other mobs that were back in beta and IntDev, like the animated Steve, the Gears, the Frog, the Beast Boy, and yeah, it was gone all the way until 2013, and 1.7.2. And in 1.7.2, you were able to spawn him in with commands. Even though you were able to spawn him in with commands, he wasn't like how he used to be. He was just there, and pretty much forever on continuing that version, he was something you could spawn in, but didn't really have a purpose and really didn't do anything, but still brought up mystery of why he was in the game. But that's most of the history for the giant zombie. Not crazy, and pretty basic. Now I'm going to go back into the questions that I was talking about at the start. So the first big one was, why was the mob kept in the game? Why was the giant even in the game? If everything else was removed, why did it stay? And I think there was reasons why it was brought back. It's not really said why, it just sort of appeared. And it was said to be used for tests and just put there for fun. There's not really a good reason why they brought it back. It was also pretty easy to bring over. It was just a scaled up model, and they might have wanted to use it to do some testing on stuff, so that could be a reason. There was one other idea that I'm thinking of, and that's if Mojang are still working on something with him, and that they're still trying to find a way to bring this character into the game and make him an eventual boss at one point, which I feel like could happen if we see some improvement and changes in the mob, the giant, in the next few years, next few updates. It could mean that maybe he's going to become an actual spawning mob that you can fight and that you could find, and a boss that you can fight. But my big question, or others that might be thinking this too, is why is it almost creepy or weird, the giant zombie, compared to all the other characters that were way different and didn't even fit Minecraft? And one of the answers could be, obviously none of the other things fit Minecraft while the giant zombie did. But I think it's a little bit more than just that, as I believe that a lot of the stuff, like the animated Steve's, Beast Boy, Black Steve, a lot of those I feel were jokes and just tests, while the giant zombie seemed to be actually something that they were trying to put into the game. It also back then was different than the other characters. The other characters just spawned in without any hack clients, I don't think. They just did their own thing. But the giant zombie was, from the start, a mysterious character that was supposed to be, I think, only available if you had a hack client to get into the game, hacks, and spawn him. And he's also almost a little bit like a Herobrine myth, as people who didn't use hacks said how he just spawned in, and have stated for online for years and years now how they have seen him without hacks just spawn, and it almost gives like a little Herobrine feel to it. And then to leave every single other mob out forever and then bring back in the giant zombie is really, really weird. Either they were using it as tests, Mojang, or they wanted to tease us a little bit like Herobrine, with how they said Herobrine removed for years and years. Well, maybe they were just trying to tease us with bringing back the giant zombie as just a character you could spawn in for fun, just to tease all the fans and everybody who plays. But yeah, that's mostly the gist of the video, talking about the creepy zombie, giant zombie, that was supposed to be Minecraft's first boss, but was discontinued, but not removed, and is still in the game. There's still a massive mystery around it. There's stuff I want to figure out still. If you guys enjoy videos like this, and really trying to find the meaning behind all these mysteries, find the full story, as I knew that part of the story, I knew that it was a Minecraft mob that you could spawn, didn't have any AI, and was started all the way back in like beta. But until I made this video, I had fun making it, I enjoyed making it, and I enjoyed finding all this information, and that's why I wanted to sort of make it so I could share all this stuff that I found with you. But yeah, thank you for watching.